Yeah.
Okay,
I've been in my Bible lately. You understand me? Like, shit crazy out here.
World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world.
You know,
the world said fuck us,
so
we said fuck the world.
He done shit us through to the end.
The world said fuck us,
shall be
so we
saved.
said fuck the world.
Fuck the world.
The world don't love us, no. So we said fuck the world. Look, I know your kinfolk gone, but hold on. I know them lights ain't on, but hold on. Look, even if you feel you got nothing to hold on, I got a message. God said hold on to your sanity. I know you in a position that you ain't planned to be. With our lives, we're not addicted to gambling. You feel the pressure and the thoughts in your head are scrambling. You feel the storm getting closer. You feel like giving up before you even start, then it's over. You feeling like fuck it, you going through too much to be sober. Life is passing you by as you do this over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. Time to make a change now. Instead of that, you fall a victim to the same now. Starting to find out that this life is not a game now. Back against the wall, couldn't run as the poor man screamed to the top of his lungs. World said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world. For real, look. Cover your eyes, don't wanna see the blood on the leaves. Bodies of eyes innocently hanging from trees, floating in screens, blood in the water, blood on the altar. Still don't believe justice is coming. Heavenly Father, did not Christ say vengeance is mine? Don't even bother. When he return, it's gonna be slaughter. Ooh, I know you don't wanna face it, but what's real love sound like hatred. And you gotta be fucking crazy if you think they gonna get away with killing all them babies, feeding them to alligators. All the women that was raped, the transatlantic slave trade made us build a nation that we can't partake in. School to prison, pipeline, mass incarceration. All the lives that's been taken, hated to love it. You only talk about forgiveness cause we never get justice. I think you really reluctant. I remember hearing a hood nigga say all the shit he would've done if he was living during slavery. Look what's going on today, and you ain't doing a damn thing but putting shame on your ancestors' name. But who's to blame? All these drugs, pills, weed, beans, lean, and cocaine. I get the feeling that we living in a big dope game. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world said fuck us, so we said fuck the world. The world don't love us, so we said fuck the world. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a woman with a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman with a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's a Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad to dismiss you. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga, training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, niggas, she know I'm a prophet, she got to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit, tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back bend. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight, like don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get you some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take that to the bank, we focus. How many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some ranks, but never take up as a flex. When the law with you ain't no up next, it's just us, nigga, that's that on that. that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the Commander General YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't butt the system. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in it with me. We in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we special now with the scriptures. Play, we gon' scratch them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the Glock with the slide for real. I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die for real. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on, the Commander General YAHANNA, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated.
Yeah. I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they wanna see us win. They wanna kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. So can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? Know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. Can I live?
America KKK, land of the good smokers, home of the slaves. And I'm just trying to be great. Tell me, how can I live with this drama every day? I'm a light, I'm a beam in this darkness. It seems that real life is a nightmare. Can I live my dreams on this earth? Since I was young, I realized I had a destiny bigger than the fake shit that's disguised as what was best for me. Better than the hate and all the lies that be the death of me. As of late, since we've been hypnotized since elementary, thought it was my skin, but studied something that was new to me. They hate me because of what my ancient ancestors used to be. Healers, teachers, deities, not all of them were kings and queens. Our nature was natural, not supernatural. Now they call it magic and voodoo, that shit ain't practical. All the roots connected, always more to learn of that, you know. Don't let the shit go over your head. Same snakes up in the garden, but the skin just shed. They'll always try to convince you that it's all in your head. Just know you gotta do better before you hit your bed. I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they don't wanna see us win. Trying to kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know that hate is deeper than the color of our skin. Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Tell me, can I live? I know that hate is deeper than the color of our skin.
Yeah.
Can I live?
They say my rhymes cause too much excitement, ride incitement, shit. Well, there's no indictments when my kinfolk get murdered by white men. Dark skin, light skin, divided and blinded. So we beef with each other, our brothers, rather than fight them. Fuck all that silence, it's time to get shit ignited. I ain't my way, low nigga. I ain't taking shit from no tars. And ain't no motherfucking nation got freedom from marching, begging for portions. Niggas ain't signing no parchments, big payback. You crackers got red in your margins. Why? They broke every treaty, slaughtered the buffalo, and then they set fire to teepees. They carved their face in mountains, but we go to jail for graffiti. We fought for this country, they gave us syphilis at Tuskegee. We been getting robbed, yeah, we're the ones who stay behind bars. They take all our money, but they ain't wanna give us no jobs. Wasn't supposed to make it, but we stay defying the odds. It's like we really only living off the grace of our God. Can I live without getting harassed by the Sarge? Can I live without getting slammed on my car? Can I live long enough to raise my kids? Can I live long enough to see justice? Yo, can I live without getting harassed by the Sarge? Can I live without getting slammed on my car? Can I live long enough to raise my kids? Can I live long enough to see justice? I stay away from the streets and the trouble to get in. Trying to stay strong in this world full of sin, but they wanna bring us down, they wanna see us win. They wanna kill us all, Lord, tell me, can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? I know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. So can I live? Can a nigga live? Can I live? Can a nigga live? Lord, tell me, can I live? Know the hatred's deeper than the color of your skin. Can I live?
Gashapon? Fashion!
All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me.
You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that when you ain't built like that. You niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will be the nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw. Ho, they never deliver. They got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow. I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone. You ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga. You ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga. Play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that when you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you gon' bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that, cause niggas get killed like that.
All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me.
You already know what it is, Sean.
I
mean, you ain't gotta pay no price to buy no corners. Since when do we buy corners? We take corners. Man, you gonna buy one way or another. Whether it's the bodies we don't lost, or you're gonna lose. Time in the joint is behind us or ahead of us. I mean, you gonna get some shit in this game, but it ain't shit for free. I mean, how many corners do we need? How much money can a nigga make? More than a nigga can spend. And then we ain't gonna be around to spend what we done made already.
Shit, I didn't think I was gonna be around this long.
Yeah. Well, we here.
Yeah. I know a nigga murked his own man cause he was fucking on his bitch. He got booked, now she's sick. She out here sucking all these. Told my young boy to chill cause he was hitting all these licks. Now he resisted, now we 6 feet. He was thinking with his dick. Better hearken, youngin' man. I'm dropping gems, they call me old school. Gon' fed on the gram and who you shot and who you gon' shoot. 600-page indictment, nigga, what you gon' do? Up top with them lifers, you don't fight, all you do is shoot. I know them crackers mad as hell because they wanna see us dead. Plotting our demise, holding counsel just to stay ahead. This one was just forever. We gon' paint them nations red. If you not under this banner, then you all just mad. Man, I'm from the trenches, they ain't know it show us love. All we know is extensions in the way you throw a slug. We done made a move on you and we don't care who it was. On the gram, I saw my youngest send a nigga up above. You would've thought me and the squad was fatigued how we run shit. Better yet, that's all block. Better yet, that's all strip. My general said if it's not one Western, it's not legit. Fuck every cracker, go to their grave and go and take a piss. Mama, I'm the Israelite, I'm pulling strings like Santana. Gotta keep the blitz because in that mix it get bananas. I adapted to it. Right before the skis and wear bandanas, I'm the big bad wolf, come down your chinny like I'm Santa. Pussy niggas said that they was gon' slide, but they ain't do shit. Got a couple hammers in the ride, don't make me bang shit. Got a couple crackers on my mind, I'm trying hang shit. Yeah, I'm in the field, I'm still pissed about the slave ships. Daniela got some big shit to make a rain flip. This pump turn you to an acrobat with these backflips. Mom said 12s ask you questions, but not say shit. Mom said don't neighbors ask you questions.
Shalom, Israel. With ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under commanding General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true children of the Bible. Holding down this Paterson Class, of course, priest North Samarvasaw. You know what I'm saying? I'll do the damn thing we're gonna cover. There's another part to also Dunya's class of marriage, right? And sisters need to learn how to be wives. Let me say that again. Sisters need to learn how to be a wife. You understand? Should first learn how to be a lady. You know, back in the days, they used to have a such thing as called etiquette classes, where they used to teach proper etiquette to women, right? I don't know what happened to it, but I got a couple of examples that I'm gonna bring out, and not just a couple of examples. I got a couple of interviews of Captain Cesariak and Captain Akkad on this specific topic, so to speak. So it's kind of heavy, you know. We know in the world, being in the world, we know how to. I feel like this when we're in the world, right? We have to take into consideration and learn what world we're referring to, right? Because I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they thought they knew the Bible. I don't normally entertain certain folks when it comes to the Bible, certain Christian folks, right? But he was adamant about it. So I was educating him. The part where he kept hitting a roadblock was trying to comprehend and accept the fact that the Bible is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and not anybody else. You know, he kept wanting to say, "Oh, God loves everybody," and went into a chapter of Galatians, and then went into a chapter, and then he tried to pull John 3:16 at his ass. I had to explain to him that, you know, when they say, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son," right? You got to understand the world he was referring to. Now, see, this is where I was breaking down context to him because he didn't understand. When it comes to reading the Bible, you have to learn to understand the context of that scripture, because you can't just read it on face value and say, "Oh, well, it means this." No, because then you're leaning to your own understanding. But if you have someone that's seasoned enough to break it down for you and also give it to you in contextual order, then you could understand the structure of that precept and why it was presented in the way that it was and written in the way it was. So I explained to him that in John 3:16, there's many worlds. You understand? Because there's a spiritual world, there's a cardinal world. You understand? There's another world as well. You understand? There's many different worlds. The world that the Most High was referring to was, "For God so loved the world of His people that know the Lord's statutes and commandments and keep them." You understand? They're more on the spiritual world, not the cardinal world that we once all lived in when we were sinning and getting high and fornicating and doing all the nasty little disgusting things that we did because we didn't know no better. See, people have to understand there's a contextual order when it comes to these scriptures, and it's more than just one world that we live in today's society. Like, I have the world that I live in, which is in the truth, because I keep the law, statutes, and commandments. My world don't consist of the world that the regular everyday Joe Schmo lives in outside, because he still believes in pleasing his flesh over pleasing his Father and pleasing his spirit. You understand? So I had to explain to the person that, the context of what world meant in John 3:16 when he was trying to understand, because he's trying to break it down and tell me, "Oh, well, this shows that Christ was sent here to be sacrificed for everyone." No. Christ was here to be sacrificed for his people, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to give us grace, meaning give us a time to get ourselves right and to get right with the Lord and to learn how to keep the Lord's statutes and commandments and to follow in his footsteps in order for the Lord to not take us up out of here. You understand? Or put us into captivity again. That's why Christ sacrificed himself, to give us grace. But, your average everyday Christian, they want to take it like, "Oh, Christ, he died for everybody and he died for our sins. So the laws is done away with. We don't have to keep the laws because Christ fulfilled them. He didn't come to take away the law. He come to fulfill it." Yes, he came to fulfill the law, but to teach us and show us to the letter, this is how you keep the law. Continue to keep the law in my name and in my Father's name. You understand? But see, if I pull that scripture up, they're gonna run around that one. Shalom, Lord of Christ, so.
Man, shalom, Lord of Christ, sir. Man, I wish I would have known about this earlier and everything. I thought we was doing the closing up program.
So I was just breaking down because I was having a real interesting conversation with a Christian yesterday, and
all right.
When my brother spoke to them, they got real heated and irate and stuff like that. But then it's like when I spoke to them, they calmed down and was being more receptive and wanting to listen. Like, basically, I let them ramble on and spew their business out. And then I corrected them, and then I showed them, no, well, this means this and this means that. Because first they gave me a chapter in Galatians, and wanted to break down in the third chapter of Galatians, because he wanted to break down, okay, well, who are the Gentiles in the Bible? Because I told him you got two different types of Gentiles at different points in the Bible. In some parts of the Bible, the Gentiles are Israelites, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians that don't know the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
the Gentiles because they don't know the law. And those were during the times that the priests and prophets of the Lord were out and about and walking the everyday streets. Not like in today's time where, you know, we if not for Commander General YAHANNA and ISUPK, we wouldn't have that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we're a living testament that the Lord's Spirit is back upon the earth. But, you know, that's a little too deep for him. So he tried to pull John 3:16 out of his ass and say, "Oh, well, God loved the whole world. Christ died for everybody. He died for our sins and to give us grace." I said, "Do you know what grace is?" He like, "What is it?" I said, You ever got a job and they tell you got to be there by 9 o'clock, and they'll give you a grace period of 9:15 to be late. Anything after that you consider late. They'll give you the 9:15 to get to work. That little 15 minutes is called a grace period, so you don't get in trouble. Christ died for our sins and bought us time to get right, and also showed us to the letter, this is how you keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Follow them in my name and in my Father's name. You understand? And that was the purpose of John 3:16. The Lord was giving a breakdown and letting you know that He's sending His Son here to save you niggas. I'm gonna paraphrase it. He was I'm gonna let my Son come down in the flesh to save you niggas. If not, I'm gonna take you up out of here and I'm gonna start over again.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He still didn't get it because he's you know, one, he's a Christian, two, he's a Hamite. So I stopped entertaining it, but I was trying to help the little nigga out. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. I was gonna do a continuation of also Dunya's marriage class.
All right, sir. We got, you know, we have a few things we could tap into. I mean, we can mix it up.
I got some clips to line up with also Dunya's class, and these ain't regular clips. These is interviews that Captain Carter, Captain Zariak did on one of these known platforms on social media.
Yeah, that ugly money or something like that is down Georgia, down Atlanta.
Yep.
That ugly money with. Yeah, come on, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably pull up there in a few weeks. Seem like it's going to be a little interesting. You feel me? At their studio, right? Like it's funny because some sisters, I don't understand why it's so hard for brothers and sisters to understand that sex is marriage. You know, Mary J. Blige, ex-husband, right? He's coming at her for back child support.
Right.
You know, you understand Mary J. Blige never had no damn children with this man, right? Mm-hmm. She never had no children with this buster, right? But because in the state of California, when you have that contract certificate marriage, whoever got the most money, the person takes majority of your money in a divorce.
And this is why Captain Zariak brought out in this interview that y'all have to understand that sex is marriage. And in this kingdom that we live in, when y'all so-called get married, that's y'all getting married contractually, meaning y'all are signing a contract under the white man's
deal.
Right.
It's a money deal. And now that they saying now that Mary J. Blige got ripped off by him once, that little freckle face heifer that was on Love and Hip Hop, or what was that with the one of them Love and Hip Hop shows, not Love and Hip Hop, it was one of them Entertainers Children or something like that. She was on one of those shows because she was supposed to be Mary J. Blige's stepdaughter. She got all on that platform and everything because of the divorce that her father and Mary J. Blige was having. Right? He took half of that woman's money and he left and went to go be with a whole nother woman. He didn't even want her. That's a whole, in California, that's a business plan. They come in, they get married if you got money, and then they divorce you and take half of what you got. They turned that into a business in California years ago.
Now check it out. Now you know the UFC has they have their own building. They have the what you call it? They have the Apex Arena in Vegas, right?
Right.
So you know, they got some fighters that reside out there because they train in Vegas or whatever at the UFC MMA lab or whatever, right? So let me tell you, Israelite Adesanya, the former light heavyweight champ, he was dating this girl for a year, and she thought because she was dating him for a year when he was up and he was a champ, she thought that she was entitled to any of his money. Mind you, they wasn't contractually married or anything. He dumped her because he thought she was going to try to get some of his bread. That's what she thought.
Right.
So now she went to social media trying to plead her case, and they basically was letting her know, like, well, you know, he dumped you. What can you do? Like, you know, he don't, you know, he was smart. What he did was he didn't have any money, so to speak, as a champ. What he did was he signed his assets over to his mom.
Okay.
So once he became champ and those millions started rolling in, it went to his mom's account. He got access to the money. It's his money, but everything is in his mom's name. He basically did a what'd you call it, a biggie. You know what I mean? Put everything, put the business in his mother's name.
Right.
So when this girl thought she was going to get some dollars from him, turns out, oh, you can't do nothing. He don't even have no money. And you scratch your head trying to figure out how because you thought you was going to get over. Look, now you without a man and you ain't got no money. Womp womp. You know what I'm saying? Your sisters is messed up. And this is why these young brothers out here, these young Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian brothers gotta be careful. Be careful who you dealing with. Like, if you a young athlete, you shouldn't even be thinking about no relationships, sex, or nothing. You should be focused on playing ball, getting drafted, and getting things set up to get your life in order and get your career in place. So, and start having money making itself. So when you're not playing anymore, or God forbid you get hurt and can't return, you got something to fall back on. You got money making your stuff, and you can actually go back to school and finish getting your education because you'll be in a position to do so financially.
Right.
You understand? Like Travis Hunter. This young boy got the whole world in front of him. Done played under Coach Prime. The little nigga plays wide receiver and cornerback. And he's one of the best in both positions in college football. He's one of the best wide receivers and one of the best cornerbacks in football.
Right.
And he's weighing his options to get drafted because he wants the opportunity to play Iron Man. You know, that's like in today's sports, that's unheard of. They don't really allow that anymore in today's sports because of injuries. You know, back in the day when we was kids and we used to watch it on TV, there used to be basketball players like the Chicago Bulls and Jordan's era back from the late 80s to the early 90s. They had to play Iron Man basketball because they didn't have a bench. They had to wait till they won enough games or whatever to try to acquire the salary cap space to hire more players. You know what I mean? That starting five Jordan was on. They was on. That was him. You know, they had to later on acquire Steve Kerr and Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen and Christian Laettner and so on. You get what I'm saying? And Tony Kukoc, like all those motherfuckers came over time.
Yeah, Salakia, sir. I'm a sports fanatic. You know me. I'm very, you know, I'm aware of the Iron Man role in sports. That Iron Man role, though, really, it was really in the 60s. It was in the 60s and the 50s, more with Jim Brown era.
Yeah, because they had to.
Yeah, they wasn't making no money. Like a lot of them players back in that Iron Man, not only was they playing both sides of the ball, but they had side gigs on the side. Like they were
like side hustle. Yeah. Yeah. Now, nowadays it's not like that in today's sports world. You know, Travis Hunter, you know, he's high in the draft class. He's in the top 3 in the country to get drafted into the NFL. But the thing is, again, like Coach Prime, just like with his son, what's his son name? Shador, or whatever the hell his son name is. I don't even know his son name because he got 2 sons that's playing in college or whatever. But
yeah, he got Shador Sanders, he got Shiloh Sanders.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Shiloh is like they looking at him to be like probably a round 5, round 5, 6 pick. But Shador, they looking for him to go number 1. Salakia, my lord.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about Shador. Yeah. So it's Shador, somebody else from Bama, I think, and then it's Travis Hunter. Travis is definitely number 3 in the draft. And honestly, if they take him up, the question is, are they going to pick him up as a cornerback or are they going to pick him up as a wide receiver? Now, the thing is, don't put him in a bubble. Let that boy shine and flourish. Put him in it's like this. Let him be, don't put him as the top 2 or 3 receiver. Put him as the 4 or 5 receiver, the wideout receiver. So you give him opportunity to play as a receiver, as a 4th or 5th option, but he could solely still play as a cornerback because he wants to do both. So the best way for him to do both is if you put him as a cornerback and then you still allow him to play the 4 or 5 receiver. When they pull out shotgun plays, you get what I'm saying? He's still a receiver option.
Yeah, Salaki. So that shouldn't be no problem. Deion Sanders did that when he played for my boys. He played both sides of the ball. But if you do it, if you play both sides of the ball, like every play, every down now, it's gonna shorten your career a little bit. It could shorten your career too if you're taking massive snaps. But but this is the thing, right, sir? To get into it, right? They were saying that that brother's rib was a whole gold digger, and that they could tell that she's scheming for the cash. That she's in it for money and cash, right? So I'm guessing these marriage scriptures, us pulling some of these marriage scriptures, will be able to show if we could show our people that sex is marriage and everything, then they wouldn't be running into these contract marriages, right? I mean, because we've been under the oppressor, because we've been under these pale-faced heathens, because we've married ourselves to America, we believe that marriage is walking down the aisle, getting down on one knee and proposing to some whore that's been ran through by everybody, then paying for the wedding. Now, paying for the wedding. The oppressors usually have the Caucasians. The Caucasian oppressors, they usually have the fucking daughter, the daughter of the bride, father pay for the whole wedding, and he's losing the daughter. That's not biblical at all. None of this stance on America's ways of being married is not biblical. And no one can tell the Hebrew Israelites how to be married because it's our customs. It come out of our Bible. You can't tell us what marriage is.
And what you said was so heavy. And just as you brought it up, I found a clip that matches up perfectly with exactly what you just said. If I may, let me pull that clip up right quick.
Yeah, we'll get some scriptures in too, sir, after this one. I got a scripture lined up for it too.
So do I. Here we go.
Right, come on, sir.
The question is, why do we really need one?
I've had a pretty large company even before I met you. So if we get married and then you decide to divorce me next year, then you leave with half of it, that's not fair.
But why are you always thinking about that?
Babe, it's something I have to think about. I don't know why Danny's so surprised. The prenup's obviously something that we need to have in place. I built a business long before she even came into the picture, and I have to protect that. Like, you want to get married? I'm like trying to work with you.
I don't want to be emotional. I'm just not sure if you're doing this because you don't trust me or like you're not sure about our future.
Well, I think you're overthinking it.
I don't know how to explain this to you. I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I am understanding. It's not my intentions to leave you. I hope that's not your intentions.
But my question is, why do we really need one?
I've had a pretty large company even before I met you. So if we get married and then you decide to divorce me next year, then you leave with half of it, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Basically, that brother, it ain't had nothing to do with her. And she needed to understand that. But women are such emotional creatures. And the reason why she started putting on the waterworks and the tears and shit, because she didn't expect him to come like that. She know he got money. She know he got a business, a $1 million business. And she already was like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? Like, women ain't going to never show their hand or show their true intentions. So when he hit her with that, well, I believe you want to get married and I want to marry you, but I want you to sign this prenup before we get married. So that way, anything that's acquired from this point forth, that's us to share amicably. But anything I've acquired before meeting you, you shouldn't feeling like you're entitled to any of it because I built this up by myself on my own. And it wouldn't be fair if you all of a sudden feel some type of way and want to divorce me. And now you want to take half of my business that I've spent most of my life building up.
Right.
Like, women got to use their logic brain. If they're not really out for money or out for greed or anything like that, then it should, if they really love a man, it shouldn't be no problem. It should be like, okay, babe, no sweat. You want to do a prenup? Fine, that's perfectly fine. We can do that because I love you and I want to get married. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how that should have been responded like. But you know, women want to be emotional creatures. I'll tell a chick straight up, let me have a business that's flourishing and I'm eating and stuff like that. And I'm dating a girl and, you know, we're enjoying each other's company. We're getting to know each other, we're courting and dating and stuff. And she wants to start over time. She wants to take it further to the next level. And I let her know, listen, once we go past this point, I'm gonna start looking for towards marriage. Now, if you're on the same page, there's certain things that have to be in place in order for us to achieve that. You understand? And I'll tell her straight up, look, we need to put this paperwork and these contracts in place so that way you're protected and I'm protected and we both can be happy. You understand? Because if any event something happens, you'll be taken care of, I'll be taken care of, and it'll be a mutual thing, and it won't get ugly or anything like that, like in other cases. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm with you, sir. I'm with you.
Like we do it be done because you know nowadays you got to deal with stuff like that when it comes to contracts. Now we go to the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 starting at verse 1. It says, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. Meaning, if I meet a woman and I like her, it's wise for me to not touch her right away and to date her and court her and get to know her as a person. You understand? That's why we have the 6 months to a year rule.
Right.
And it works just for that reason, because if we get to know a woman for a year, and if we feel we need to get to know her further, because I still can't get a good read on her, then that's the whole purpose of courting somebody. But if we can't come to that agreement of and having this, basically how they say, if we don't got the same energy for each other, we could part ways and it doesn't hurt nobody none, because we got a little bit of time invested, but we don't have a lot of emotion invested because we didn't give ourselves to one another. You didn't give yourself unto me and I didn't give myself unto you. We spent a little time, spent a little dollars. That's about it. You know what I mean? It's still no foul. It starts getting complicated once you start sleeping with that person because sex is marriage.
Right. The consummation of the marriage.
Right. Now we go to verse 2. It says, nevertheless, to avoid fornication, let every man have his own wife and let every woman have their own husband. Meaning, we don't in the UPK, we don't do sharesies. We don't run trizzies, and we don't do that stuff. In the world, when we were wicked, disgusting bastards, we did stuff like that. You know what I mean? We shared women. We passed them around. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. But here in the UPK, we don't do that. We value our women. We value our sisters. We value them enough that we're not going to even touch them and just rush and sleep with them. We're going to get to know them as an individual, as a person, and see if she fits the qualifications to be with a UPK brother. You understand? Let's see if she's fit to be with a UPK brother. And that's what that boils down to. In verse 3, it says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. Now, at that point, we're already married. You understand? Now, sometimes, like, like I know, sometimes when you're in a relationship, you're going to have your agreements and disagreements. Sometimes you're not going to always see eye to eye. You know what I mean? So, but no matter what, at the end of the day, when your wife calls upon you, or when your husband calls upon you, even if y'all was separated for a time, eventually y'all have to come together, and you owe your wife that due benevolence, and your wife owes that her husband that due benevolence. So when the time calls upon it, you got to go clap them cheeks.
Con, sir.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Where we at? Verse 4. The wife have not power of her own body, but the husband. And likewise, also the husband have not power over his own body, but the wife. Meaning, her body is mine.
Right.
My body is yours. You understand what I'm saying? But we both have limits to ownership of the body. Like, that's my possession. Like, my wife, that's my bitch. That's mine. You know what I mean? Not her husband. But there's still structure and order. If I still choose to have another wife, I have the authority and the power to do so. Respectfully. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to having that wife, that your body is hers, you know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I'm saying? That's her rod. You know what I'm saying? When she want that time and that right, you gotta give it to her. She need that for something. You know what I mean? She got an itch, she gotta get scratched.
Right.
And vice versa.
Yeah, right.
It
Sir,
goes both ways.
No sweat, sir. You still got more on that, sir?
I'll be honest, I could break it up because it goes all the way down to verse 40. But if you want, I could put a whole.
If you break it down, go ahead and run with it. But the most important thing that our people have to learn is sex is marriage, right? The reason why they run out, if our people understood that sex was marriage, they wouldn't be running out here and laying with everybody that they see, right? A lot of people go out here once they drinking too much or they getting high, they go and they lay down with some damn body and they don't understand that they forming connections, right? A lot of these half a rainbow brothers that are so weak and moist and soft will understand that good night. It ain't a good idea that I go run up in some sister that's already being skeeted in. She's married. You gotta ask yourself a logical question, right? What means more to the Lord, a paper or a ring, or your body? Ask yourself a logical ask. First of all, a wedding ring is not even biblical. That's not a part of the Lord's culture.
No, that's contractual. That's what we're gonna be bringing out in the next clip that I'm gonna bring out.
Yeah, that's not cultural. That's actually a sodomite culture that came from the Romans. That came from the Roman Empire. That's what the Roman soldiers were doing. And as they was forming Christianity, they added that. They added that to Christianity. That has nothing to do with the Lord's culture. You want to wear a ring, wear a ring. A ring just jewelry. My rib tell me, she'd be like, well, can I get a ring? I'd be like, it'll just be jewelry. It don't mean that you married. You know what I mean? It means it don't. What makes you married is, you know what I mean? We had sex. That's what make you married. The ring don't make you married. These simple Negroes run out here and put their rod in every day move and get their head blown off or get put on child support for children that are not theirs for 21 years of their life, right? All over because they don't understand this simple logic of how sex is marriage because they following them pale face oppressors. You know how bad, you know I had to destroy a fake Israelite over this too.
Let me ask you, have you explained and broken down to your wife in this way for her to understand that, let's say I took you down the aisle, right? Say we went to a church and walked down the aisle and said vows and I put a ring on your finger. Do you know that After the pastor says, kiss the bride, you may kiss the bride, and I now pronounce you husband or wife. The next words come out of his mouth is to say to go consummate the marriage. And the definition of consummation is sexual intercourse. So whether if we had a ceremony in a church or not, technically we already are married. We are intertwined. We are one because sex is marriage. When you decided to lay down with me, we was already deciding to marry and by consummation, by its definition.
Salakia, sir. The problem is, right? They take the laws of our Bible, right? First of all, they don't understand that there's a difference between a wedding ceremony and a marriage. A wedding ceremony isn't being married, dum-dums. You know what I mean? A wedding ceremony is a party. It's a celebration that you two came together and had sex. Now, this is what takes place usually in a Hebrew Israelite marriage, right? Which is the children of God. You know what I mean? Where marriage came from. Marriage ain't come from white people. So they should not even open their mouth for no other heathens. It came from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans of indigenous and Negro descent, the 12 tribes of Israel. It came from the Israelites. It's our culture, right? Marriage is like this, right? If you have a wedding ceremony, and then the priest is going to tell you to go into the wedding chambers. In the wedding chambers is a bed. It's called a marriage chamber, Salakia. You're going to go into the marriage chambers. In the marriage chambers, right, you're going to go in there with white bed sheets. You're going to consummate the marriage, right? Then you're going to take the bloody bed sheets and you're going to come back and you're going to give them to the priest because you have to prove that that woman was a virgin at that time, right? The priest holds it up in front of everybody, folds them up. He gives them to the bride's father, right? So the groom can never say, man, you sold me a lemon. Nah, I mean, she wasn't no virgin when I married her. That's the whole concept of where the white wedding dress come from. The whole the whole
purity of being a virgin.
Yeah, that's the whole concept of the white wedding dress. The white wedding dress came from that right there.
Yeah, from you having the purity of not knowing of a man until you enter those marriage chambers, and you're supposed to bring that sackcloth out with the bloody sackcloth out to the father of the bride to show him that, okay, your daughter is now mine. She is not betrothed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have a brother in the chat. He said, why you kicked me out last time? I'm black. I'm from Ghana and a proud Muslim. Why you removed me the last time? If anything more black, he said, I'm more black than both of you.
Oh boy.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna leave you in the chat this time. I ain't gonna take you out this time because we're not talking about the topic we were talking about this time. This time we're talking about the sanctity of marriage, right? And the breakdown of marriage, because in today's society, there's a misconception going on about marriage, and people think you got to spend 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 on a party. Like all that is for the people. That ain't even for the bride or groom. All that's for the bride to show off. That's all. They ain't nothing but a flex. All that big reception and expensive ass dress and all that's a flex. Because they already been humping. Long before that she wanted to get a ring on it. She should have got the ring on it and then hump. That's how that's supposed to be. I'm gonna let you speak. I had a precept pertaining to exactly what you were saying before we got sidetracked. Because it was the next verse. It was actually the next verse. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir. 1 second, sir. So they gotta understand. They just understand the difference that a wedding ceremony is nothing but a party of two people coming together to have sex and to consummate a marriage. But the actual marriage is when you go inside the woman. That's the actual marriage. So when you're out there in the world, if you go find a prostitute and you go up inside of her, you are consummating a marriage without a wedding ceremony. That's what you're doing. You're just consummating marriages. That's not
a good example, because if you lay with a prostitute, technically you're fornicating, because if you're not taking her off the streets, after that, and she's not yours after that, then that means she's for the streets. And that means you was fornicating.
Nah, Salakia, sir,
Technically, that would be your wife, but if she go lay with another
yeah,
man, then she's wrong.
yeah, it's fornicating, but you technically, for that moment, you married that hoe for that moment.
Of course, yeah, you did.
Salakia.
You was number 742, yes.
You the next body. Good, nice.
Let me go to verse 5 before I go to the next clip. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. Defraud ye not one the other, except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again, that Satan tempt you not for let me say this correctly. Incontinency. I think I said that correctly. Sometimes I have trouble pronouncing some of these words. Basically, this is what we were saying before. Like, sometimes, we argue with our spouse and we be arguing or beefing or whatever, and we could be apart for a time.
Right.
Separate for a time. But eventually we have to come back together one to another and be with each other again. You understand? Like, me and my wife been apart for a time. Honestly, I don't know if she's still gonna remain my wife and come back to me, but for right now, it's looking doubtful. So it is what it is. But if it was my way, okay, you had a little bit of time away. Now it's time for us to come back together again and get back to what we do. You know what I'm saying? But that's just an example. But that's neither here nor there. But however, like, you could be away from your rib for a time, but eventually y'all have to come back together and join together. Like, if y'all was keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments, then the Lord is ordering you to do so. That's a commandment. You understand? You have to honor your wife, and the wife has to honor the husband. Y'all not gonna always see eye to eye. You're gonna have disagreements. Sometimes y'all gonna separate from each other for a time, right. But eventually y'all have to come back together. God said so.
Salakia, sir. Right, and that's the thing. And you want to know what else? What else this pale-faced oppressor has done with the dang separation? You brothers and sisters got to understand that it is not against the Bible to separate. Right? If you and your spouse is having disagreements and y'all don't like each other, you can separate for a period. But the problem is, because our people have been so Americanized and have been so dumb, gotten so dumb in this captivity, we think separation means you can go fornicate. When these sisters separate for a minute, right? They calling their exes up. They calling
they confuse the whole contractual part of being married with the sexual part of being married. When you live with that person, that's your husband for the rest of your life.
Right.
White man put the contract up there to throw us off of the truth of marriage.
Throw us off the truth.
Because now they believe, all right, we signed up to be married. I don't want to be married no more. I'm going to sign this contract and get us out of the marriage. That's on paper, but you're still mine. You still belong to me. You're my property. Now, until you lay with another man, you're mine. That's it. You understand? Like, they don't want to get that. No sweat. You want to throw yourself away? Bye, bitch. Bye.
And what's happening?
Like, we in the business now. We ain't got time to be sitting there begging and pleading with a woman. You want to leave? Let them. Yeah, how I can't leave? Say let the bitch go. Let her go.
Yeah, right.
You want to go? Let her go. It's too many women out here. We in the latter days, Mama Saw. After a while, watch these women gonna be banging on our door, talking about, yo, what's up?
That's happening now, sir.
Like, what's up? Can I go on a date with you? What's up? Like, what's going on? You single? What's up? You not single, but you still got room for another? What's up? Like, it's coming down to it.
We're gonna pull that scripture too. That's Isaiah 4:1. That's Isaiah 4:1. Sir, you got any more? On that? But let me elaborate real quick too, sir.
I got more. I'm gonna bring it out as we bringing out the clips and stuff.
Okay, sir, but let me elaborate a little bit more. So when you separate, right, you sisters can't go out there, because this is what you hoes do all the time. You go out there, right, you call your ex up, you call all these different dudes up, and then you go back to them, you're messing with them because you thinking, well, maybe if I was with Leroy would have had me. But no, maybe if I was with Kareem would have did this. Or if I was with Kayshawn would have did this. Before you know it, you got pregnant and you don't know who the hell the baby belonged to. You don't know if the baby belonged to Kareem, Kayshawn, or Leroy. But you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna blame it on Danny. And Danny gonna raise the baby, and then Danny gonna find out by the time the baby about 35 that the baby he was never the father.
See,
right?
What you're saying is so heavy with that because these women have this is feminism. Feminism effed all women up bad, Mama. So feminism got them thinking they can make some makeshift boyfriend, make a makeshift husband. They think they can Frankenstein them a nigga, the perfect nigga that they want. They think they could take this one because he had a 12-inch rod, take this one because he had a 6-pack and muscles, this one because he was nice, kind, and compassionate, this one because he was sensitive and touched on and opened up his feminine side, showed his feminine side, this one because he was an alpha male, masculine. Like, and they think they can put it, they can take all those qualities and put it into this nigga right here because he got the monies.
Oh, man.
And they think they can make them a makeshift husband and make the ultimate Frankenstein nigga for them. I'm telling you, this is how they be thinking about. So,
yeah, sir. That's the spirit of Eve all over again. That's just the spirit of Eve in the garden trying to be a god over somebody. She thinks she can Frankenstein a Negro together. You know what I mean? Yeah, he got the money. He got the rod. He got the, he got the sensitive side for being touched on and all this, and she bring it all together. But what women don't understand is that a man was not made for you. You was made for him. We're going to pull that out in the scriptures too. A woman was made for a man. A man was not made for a woman. That's why when you go with Leroy, you go with Danny, you go with Mike, you go with Kevin, and you go with Kawan, none of them are right for you that you never fulfilled because you keep thinking these Negroes are made for you. They're not made for you. You are made for them. That's why you can't never find your so-called soulmate. You feel me? Our sisters have an 85% single rate and an 88% divorce rate. Right? They are single as hell, but more ran through than a public bathroom. More ran through than a public bathroom. But they single as hell and divorced. You know what I mean? And that's all happening because they believe that a man was made for them. And that's because the pale-faced oppressor is the devil, and they had some extremely bad parents. And that Christian pastor, he did not teach them nothing. Continue, my Lord.
No, what you're saying is heavy because I'm looking for this one clip, and I don't think I saved it, and I'm mad I didn't save it because what I did was I was looking at, there was a clip on the Joe Budden podcast, right? And they was talking about this specific topic, right? And what we bringing out is something that they were speaking on, and I wanted to find to see if I still had that clip, and I don't have it. But if I find it, I'm gonna put it on Boots on the Ground. Have you checked out the content I've been dropping, bro?
Sir, I've been sweeping through. You've been doing your thing. I mean, we all been doing our thing on that content, man. I'm starting to feel this podcast and this. I'm starting to feel this stuff now. I didn't like it at first, I'm old school, But you didn't got me into it, Osayas. You really got me into it. I mean, Officer Kowalk boy ain't give up on me because of you. I mean, I was like, man, look, I don't know nothing about this doing all this social media nonsense.
We're going to have our own show. We're going to be doing just like how the generals do and how Captain Marco will be doing out there in Chicago. Trust me when I tell you, we're going to get to it. Now, let's check this out. Now, look, this is an example of what women, these modernized women and 304s need to learn how to be a lady. This is an example of proper etiquette training.
Oh my gosh, I dropped my pencil. What you don't do, ladies, is walk to the front of the item and squat to pick it up. It's in front of you. Naturally, your legs will open to give you clearance to pick it up. Is that appropriate for a lady? Absolutely not. So we don't squat. We don't walk in front of the item, nor do you go to the front of the item and bend over. Too much exposure back there. We don't want to expose our rear end, show it like that. Nor if you're wearing a shirt and pants, your shirt will go up, your pants goes down a little, and then you're exposing yourself. That's not appropriate for a lady. So the proper way a lady picks something up is to walk to the side of the item. Lock your feet, lock your knees. It's important to lock your knees because when you go down, your knees support each other. If you're wearing a dress, hold the hem of your dress because when you go down, your dress will rise. So you hold the hem of your dress, you go down gracefully, pick it up, and you're out. That's how a lady picks something up. Capiche? So, oh my gosh, I dropped down my...
And that, my friends, is proper etiquette training.
Right.
I wish these women would take notes on that one.
Damn right, sir. Let me
you still that was solid, ain't it?
Yeah, that's solid, sir. Sir, you still holding something on that scripture?
I told you, I'm in chapter 7, yeah.
Oh, all right, 1 second, sir. Let me bring this out real quick.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me bring this out, right? This right here is sex is marriage scripture, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, right? A tent is just a dwelling place, like a house or apartment, somewhere where you lay your head, somewhere of shelter. You know what I mean? And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah. Took means to take hold of, to go into. And she became his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she what? She became his wife. Let's run this back again. Right? Because I had to do this for some fake Israelite. I destroyed them. It said, you know, I bibliated them. It was crazy. I destroyed them. It said, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah. Take hold of. You know how you take hold of them legs? He took hold of.
Yeah.
Good night. And she became his wife. And he loved her. Know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. That means right after his mother died, right after his mother's funeral, he took Rebekah in his mother's goddamn room, laid her on the bed, and went into her.
Yeah.
And formed a marriage to comfort him during this time of mourning. And she became his wife.
Yeah.
This is something Negroes do all the time. How many Negroes ain't take a sister in a mother's bed? Shouldn't be doing that, but you know what I mean? But I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Who ain't snuck and done that before? Every time you did that, I've done it. I've done it plenty of times. Oh, man, right? You were forming marriages, man. When you sneaking that fast tail behind girl in your house, and you sneaking her in grandma's bed, or you're sneaking her in your mother's bed, and you're you're getting nasty when no one's home. You're forming a marriage. Why you think babies come out of it, dummy?
Also, let me ask you something. You took one on grandmama's bed before?
Salakia. Salakia. She won't see this class. Salakia. Yeah, she ain't seeing this class. My grandmother using FaceTime and everything now in North Carolina.
It's over. She was like, oh, really? Oh, I got something for this thing.
Right. I get back down south. She been and smacked me in the head with a walker. But I was ignorant in the world back then in my mid-20s and 30, you know what I mean? And
I did before, but I was gone, so I couldn't get in trouble for that one.
Yeah. But that's what you doing though, man. Right? When we doing the nasty and we bringing them, this is something that Israel. This is how you know this is our book. We've been doing this forever. It didn't say nothing about he put a ring on her finger. Now, when I was battling to half a homo fake Israelite about, right? He was like, well, before that happened, he gave them jewelry, gold, and clothes. I said, Abraham did that. The father was sending a dowry, man. Right? Yeah. In Israel, that's what you're supposed to do. 9 times out of 10, you send dowries. But this is the problem, right? Because we're in sin and we're being born again, 9 times out of 10, you meet a sister in the world, you're going to teach her about the truth. So you're her spiritual father. I'm not saying don't hit. If her real father is still involved in her life, you hit him off. You feel me? But most of that dowry goes to you because you're the one re-raising her. He didn't raise her that sex was marriage. He didn't raise her about the laws of God. Know what I mean? So technically, that's where the dowry falls in. The dowry falls into you. So I say you reading the Bible without no spirit behind it. You just reading it like it's a book. Right? Abraham sent gold and he sent presents to the father, and that was before they was married. I said, so let me ask you a question, dum. When he sent the gold and he sent clothes and gifts to the family, was they married then? Did the scriptures say when they got the clothes and the presents, she's now his wife? Or did it say she became his wife when she laid her head on his mother's bed and he went into her?
Let me ask you a question. Here's a good one for you. Now, being that you're re-raising her, so the dowry will go to you. Now, let me ask you this. If that's the case, and you're dating a sister that's in the world, but you're in the truth, and you're bringing her in the truth, and you start bringing her to General Muhammad for counsel and Commander General YAHANNA for counsel as you're courting her and dating her, when you are ready to lay with her, who does the dowry really go to? You or General Muhammad?
Now, Salakia, sir, if I bring her into the school before I laid with her, right? If I'm talking to her and I'm courting her and I bring her into the school, that's different. Then that dowry goes to the school. It goes to Command General YAHANNA, General Muhammad.
Okay, now I just want to see you no point. That's all.
Yeah, that's where the dowry go. You know, see they don't, because a fake Israelite don't know the Bible. They read it carnally. Right? And then they use it and they turn it into prostitution, right? They turn it into prostitution. You know what I mean? What he's doing is you're going to give sisters an excuse, right? I see a lot of fake Israelite sisters do this, right? And I mean, one of them that got mad at me and blocked me, and now I mean some sister from Brooklyn, right? She didn't went on a date, had sex with some nigga, and then going to try to say that she ain't married because I said, well, you had sex with him, right? Yeah, but it's more to marriage than just sex. I said, knock it off, bro. You married. Knock it off, you whore. You're married, right? It's because of fake Israelites like that half a rainbow why they think, well, he didn't bring me no jewelry. He didn't bring me no clothes. So technically, even though we laid together, I could just get out the marriage. I said, stop prostitution, you prostitute. You don't even understand the Bible. He posted, first and foremost, he's supposed to be paying a dowry to the father. But if he's raising you, that's his dowry. That's it. That go to him. You don't even go to your physical father. Your physical father ain't teach you nothing. You know what I mean? He didn't teach you anything. So that go to him. So they don't understand the Bible. They don't understand what they doing, man. Sex is marriage, man. Know what I mean? You go out there and you take down your pants, you get in the bed, you shake the bed, you do this, you're getting married. You're married. Know what I mean? And then if you leave him and you go to another one, you just committed adultery. And then you commit another one, you committed adultery. That's probably why you got broken families, broken households, know what I mean? Destroyed children, destroyed families, right? Because you keep having sex with people and leaving them. That's why you dumb Negroes are on child support. You're going to die on child support.
No, not technically now, because, after the 18 years is up, they could pull in some paperwork now and get their child support money back.
Oh, wait. So after 18 years is up, they could put in paperwork and get their child support money back?
Yeah, it's a new law that just got passed. Yeah.
Oh, Trump passed that law?
Yeah, and not only that, Trump passed this law. whoever paying child support, the one that claims the kid for taxes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that law. I heard about that law.
Now check this out. I'm gonna skip down to verse 9 and 10, right? It's book of
Yes,
1 Corinthians 7, verse 9. But if they cannot contain, let them marry for it. Oh, my bad. Verse 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as well. But if they cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. Meaning like if a sister lost her husband and he passed away, that's how she became unwed. You know, we're to let that sister be a widow for a time. I'm not sure how long. I would have to double check with the general on that again. But if a sister is a widow, you can date and court that sister, you know, according to the guidelines. You can still date and court that sister. I just got to double check on the time frame as far as how long has her husband been gone and how long she's been a widow. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, you can date and court a sister that's a widow, and she's feeling like, and the scripture basically saying like, if she can't contain it, like the weight, then let them marry, for it is better for them to marry than to burn. Verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband. Meaning, and once y'all marry, y'all together. This is forever thing. This ain't a temporary thing. This is a forever thing. We're to be together for life. Like, you're my partner. You're my life partner. You know what I'm saying? Verse 11. And if she depart, let her remain unmarried and be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Okay. Now that part of the precept, Mawasar, is basically what my situation was. My rib at the time was unmarried. She wasn't a widow. She was just unmarried from her husband that she was with since she was like 13, because she's only been with two people, him and me. You get what I'm saying? But when she wasn't with him, she wasn't with him for a good time. And then she laid with me, and she became my wife for a good time. You know what I'm saying? And when she left, she never went back.
This is important. This is important now that you say that. Hold your thought. This is important. Now, I mean, I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, right, that because we're covered by Christ's blood, when his rib was married to the first man, and then she went with Officer Ayah, she did not know the truth of the Bible. Right. So when he did that, he didn't know the truth of the Bible. He didn't know the truth. We were all ignorant. We were not taught the truth of the Bible.
I wasn't in the truth at that time yet.
Yeah, so we were all ignorant and we didn't know the laws of God. So Christ's blood covers us and protects us when we don't know the truth. Know what I mean? That's very important. So you're covered under his blood for that until you find out the truth.
Now, when she first met me and dealt with me, I was in the world. I was just peeking at the truth. I didn't have my name or nothing yet. And then she left for a time. When she came back, she was still by herself. Like, she was still like my wife, because she ain't deal with no other man or whatever the case may be. And she ain't go back to her ex-husband either. It was just me. So, but at that time, I'm who I am now in the truth. Now, we've been separated for a time, and she's being stubborn because she's a Christian. Now, my thing is this: I can't throw her away.
Take a drink it out.
Yeah, like, I can't throw her away, and she could throw herself away if she chooses to do so, but she could play dumb all she wants. She know what it is, and I already explained it to her. Like, she's still dealing with trauma that she refuses to address and tackle it head on. You understand? Like, she still has Stockholm syndrome and PTSD issues and bipolar disorder and so forth. So I got a head case, man. She a head case. I ain't gonna lie. She a head case, man.
Yes, sir. Did you offer? You ain't tell me. Did you offer to bring that sister to counsel? If she didn't want to hear your counsel, did you offer? Like, let's say most You know what I mean? General Mahaiman is our spiritual father, General Mahaiman, is the greatest counselor on this planet.
Right.
But know what I mean? But sometimes, you know what I mean, he's just too hardcore for certain people. So did you offer her counsel with any priest, anybody?
Yeah.
Officer 5000 Yaraj.
Listen, I've offered her counsel with Officer Yaraj, Camp Tazariak, my camp leader, General Mahaiman. I'm telling you, that time we was apart, she allowed demons to get on her. Because now she also like, oh, y'all in the cult, this, that, and third. I'm like, well, damn, you wasn't saying that beforehand. You was coming to classes. I brought you to a feast day. You calling making sure that I'm tuned into class when I was out of town.
Damn, she got a
you barking on me, making sure I'm in class. She like, why I don't see you in class? I'm like, damn. Like where all that go? What happened to that? Like I like that. Where all that go? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she got a legion of demons, but Satan and knocked her upside her head.
Man, all I know.
Yeah. Lord be with that sister, man. You know what I mean?
That's all I can say, more. So Lord be with that sister, because again, like it says in verse 11, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Meaning,
let's talk about child.
Yeah, let's say for example, she parted from me, which she did. Let's say if she went back to her ex-husband, his job would be to not put her away.
Right.
Put her away again. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's heavy with these scriptures, you know what I'm saying? And we're living testaments of what they mean. In verse 12 it says, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord, if any brother have a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. Meaning I'm in the truth and she's not, but she pleases to dwell with me, I can't put her away.
Right.
And vice versa. If a sister is in the truth and her husband is not, but she's pleased to dwell with him, she can't leave him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I met a sister doing Uber. I started sending her classes and stuff because she was in the truth, but she was in one of those fake groups.
Boy.
No, but she knew about the ISUPK because she was asking me questions. So it was like every day I would take her to drop her kids off to school and then drop her off to work. I'd drop her off to the train station to Slave, and she would ask questions. I would give her information and stuff like that. And she was telling me the situation with her husband. And I let him know. I'm like, well, technically that's still your husband, sis. And, you know, yeah, he could leave, separate from you for a time, but eventually he would have to come back to you. She's like, you have to tell him that he left. I'm like, I understand that, but if he leaves and doesn't return, then that's another situation. But I'd recommend counsel. You get counsel on that. You get what I'm saying? Because he was in one of those fake groups, but he left her. Mind you, she got like
adultery.
She got like 2-3 kids. She got
by that brother.
I believe so. She got 2 young ones that go to daycare and one that's like a teenager.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So like you, sir, them sisters that be in them fake Israelite groups, I mean, I've dealt with a bunch of them. They're horrible. They're horrible.
This one actually wasn't. Like, she shalom me. She ain't say shalom and none of that goofy shit. She said shalom, brother. She seen the Dawadah. She was like, hey, what school, what camp you with? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was real inquisitive. She was receiving everything I said. So now when I bump into her, she'll say shalom and she'll ask me questions. And she'll be like, well, what happened? She'll still ask me, like, can you send me a class or two? You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I try to help that sister out, because if I could if I could get her to bring her husband back home and fish him in, because I already could fish her in, I need to fish her husband and I need him to get in here.
Damn right.
In these classes.
Damn right.
Because they wasn't in the IUIC. She know about the IUIC and Sakari. I think they was with I think Her husband was either in Sakari or HOY or some shit like
Probably
that.
HOY. Possibly a HOY.
The HOY.
Yeah, possibly those. Yeah, possibly those imposters. So all fake Israelites are. But
Con, let me pull up this clip for time's sake.
yeah, go ahead, sir.
I should do that.
Man, you fucking about time, Mike. Shut up. Yeah, but let's have more higher vibrational phases in the world instead of just going to lay on our back and being.
Yeah, all right.
Can I say something on the subject? Can I say something?
Go ahead, wrap it up.
I appreciate what I like about the sisters is I was impressed with you using the word courting, because I've never met, talked, counseled a woman that went through a whole phase that didn't decide that it was better if she courted. And that's what I think we miss a lot in relationships. If you don't get to know the person, the most important thing you can do is give your body to a man. That's the only thing that they can get that nobody else say that they can have. So do you want 10 niggas to say, yeah, I fucked this bitch, we all fucked her. And then now, after you fuck them 10 niggas, you want the 11th man to forget about them 10 niggas.
I ain't gonna.
Like, you want that nigga to forget about your whole phase. That's what you want.
That's basically
but what Cap brought out was heavy though. What Cap said was heavy though. That's the ill part.
Yeah, you want.
Hold up. I got another one.
I didn't see that clip where he said that you
may see this one either. All this is from that one interview.
Is how we are supposed to relate to each other and the respect supposed to give to each other, and you die with your husband, you're not dying with your man.
Okay, so
I don't have no right to no man.
Gotcha.
If I'm not your wife.
So I'm gonna tell you the real difference, right?
What's the real difference?
The only difference between a man and a husband in America is that contract.
You said in America,
yeah,
right?
let me finish. In America is that contract that binds you contractually, where you have a business agreement. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. To God, when you have sex with that man, that's your husband.
Free game.
When you have sex with that woman, that's your wife.
Free game.
So when y'all have them men on the side, that's a whole phase too. Whether you got one man on the side and you got your man.
I didn't say nothing about
I'm not talking about you no more. I'm just talking in general. I'm always talking in general, right?
The difference is how we are supposed to relate.
Good night, man.
Cap bringing it out.
Yeah, Cap bring it out. Yeah, Cap bringing it out. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's just amazing how retarded, how mentally and spiritually retarded we have become. And I'm gonna say we. I ain't gonna say you because I was there too. I ain't gonna say y'all. I used to be there. I was dumb and retarded like that too. We all was there in the world because of that dumb Christian church. You know what I mean? We was taught this nonsense about. So let me ask. So I just want to, sir. I just want to understand something. So when the Christian church was saying, you know, you gotta get on that one knee and sign that paperwork, it was okay for everybody to run around and just sleep with each other. It was okay. It was okay for these damn nigglets to run around and have kids by different men, and they make babies all over from here to Nebraska. Don't take care of none of them. 8 in the house, children getting unalived in the street by cops. Everything happening to them, right? It's all right for you to go out there and be lustful and fornicate and stick and move. These soft sissy Negroes are sticking and moving, and these sisters are behaving like harlots, letting every damn thing enter into them because they don't understand the simple law of the Bible that sex is marriage, because the Christian church did not provide the right information and lied to us. So that's what they have brothers and sisters running around here doing, preaching this wedding certificate. And then this is the thing, right? Officer Ayash, my lord, and I do mean my lord. Know what I mean? Sir, certificate marriages don't even keep you together.
They break that contract like they breaking a fast or something.
Like they breaking a fast. You sign up. I'll be on Facebook All these hoes that got these rings are sucking the next man off. One hoe that got a ring with a certificate was sending her side nigga her husband's money. He was locked up.
I showed that clip. She said,
you showed that clip?
Yeah, I played that. She sent this brother $9,000 out of their joint account. And he said, hey, babe, what happened to that 9,000? She said, what? He said, what happened to that 9,000? I gave it to Reggie. He's like, you lying. What you mean you gave it to Reggie? Why would you give my money to your baby father? Oh, he was in the gym. He got arrested. So I bonded him out. He's like, what you mean? She like, it's not a big deal. She like, it's not a big deal. And this is the line that pissed me off. She said, I told you when I met you, family come first. That's family. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yo, husband is your family.
Then she said, I'm not going to be a single mother. I refuse to be a single mother. So basically, your baby father's considered your family. So all right.
So you got two husbands.
Thank you. So now all of a sudden.
That's a hoe. That's a whore. You know what I mean? That is ridiculous. Them certificates don't do nothing. They don't keep you together. People get robbed. You get robbed for your money because of them certificates, male or female, and you don't stay together. It's like you become a bigger whore with the damn certificate.
Now, if I was him, I would have said, all right, cool. You know what? Make sure he makes those court appearances, and when you get a receipt for that bond and you get that bail money back, I need that back to me ASAP and put that back in my account. Thank you. And after that, then I'll give you further instructions. Because after that happens, she gotta go.
Oh yeah, she gotta go.
But I'm gonna make sure I get my 9 racks back first.
Yeah. Gotta get my
goddamn stuff. And you better make sure you make all these court appearances. If I got you, I'll take you my goddamn self. You're not messing up my bail money, nigga.
And this is soft Negroes' fault too, right? They always go and marry these dragons. Why do you always go try to play Captain Save a Hoe to some stupid ass dummy that was not raised right? Just because you heard that her box is wet and it's like a shower.
You know what it is? Again, it's today's society and feminism, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of these social media platforms that we be bringing out is another platform I hope Cap get to be on one day soon, because I see he started to make his way around on these platforms. Because I follow these platforms because I'll be putting out the content. You get what I'm saying? Right. Now I'm starting to find Cap on these platforms, so I hope he makes this other one that I'll be putting out. You know, these sisters, you know, they be on these platforms and they plead a case, right? It's like they don't want men to judge them because they have 1 child, 2 children, 3 children, and let's say they got 3 kids, 3 baby fathers. They don't want to be judged for that. But what they need to understand is you can't sit there and have 3 kids and then say you want a top tier man that's in that top 1% that's making 6 or more figures when he's looking for somebody and you 37 with 3 kids, but he's looking for that hot little 22-year-old with no kids and a low body count.
Right.
I mean, let's call it a spade. Cougar, right. She's looking for a young boy to just come over, pipe her down, and she giving him whatever he wants. She buying him that P5. She making the car notes on his whip. You know what I'm saying? She paying the rent. You know what I'm saying? And his wife that's at home, she better pipe down because this wife over here is paying for everything. Stay in your place. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be on vacation now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know their position. How you falling out of yours?
So it's a lucky, sir. You know, it's heavy that you brought this up. You know, the brother Anthony Edwards and my man Ant-Man, he one of my favorite players in the NBA right now for Minnesota, right?
Right.
They was trying to shame this brother on Facebook because he had a daughter, right, with some old hoe. And he said, man, I don't want nothing to do with that daughter. I don't want nothing to do with that baby. I don't want nothing to do with her, period. But I will pay child support. So I'm not gonna lie. I was a little upset at him at first, right? Until I found out that it was a 37-year-old Instagram model who had sex with him when he was 19 years old. A 37-year-old Instagram model, right, had sex with this 19-year-old boy. You know what I mean? Because she was smelling an NBA paycheck. You wasn't looking for no family structure. You wasn't looking for nobody to be there for nobody. You was looking for a come up, you old hoe.
Hey, look at Drake, for example. Drake got 2 kids with this retired porn star. You know what I'm saying? But he be sitting there trying to holler at all these young girls. Like, make up your mind. You got your old hoe, get that's your thing, that's your thing. But don't be sitting here messing with these A minors, you know, and you know what I'm saying, and your career won't be in shambles like it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ant-Man baby mama. She got A, what they call it, she got A minor energy. She got A minor vibes.
Fact. Now, this is what I don't understand. How am I in my 40s and I'm wrong if I try to holler at a chick that's 22, 23, but you got these women that's in their 50s and then their 60s and they want to holler at brothers that's 25, 30, something like 25, but I say between 22 and 32. You get what I'm saying? How come I'm creepy because I want a young woman that's got a low body count and all the value to make children for me, but y'all don't look at the old cougar that's taking all your young men from you, buying them PlayStations and cars and stuff. Y'all don't say nothing to them, but y'all look at me and call me creepy because I wanna have children.
Salakia, sir, a lot of these cougars
I want to have kids with you when you then in my age and you saying you don't want to have no more kids because you already got 3-4 kids with 3-4 baby daddies. Why would I want to be baby daddy number 5?
Right. Well,
and there's no slight to that, and there's no slight to her. No disrespect to the sister, but that's not what I'm looking for. So you can't be mad at me because I'm not looking for you.
Salakia, sir, right? A lot of these cougars ain't even buying nothing for these young brothers like that as much as they used to no more. They because a lot of these cougars, because you know, sisters, they look good all the way up to they about 60, right? These sisters, they look good all in their 60s. And what they're doing, they are chasing mountains of penis. That's all they're doing. These sisters that's like in their late 30s going to their 60. All they are doing is just chasing rod. They not married. They ain't settled down. They ain't got no husband. Their life is a damn joke. You know what I mean? They was a you feel me? They're gonna die. They're gonna die a ran-through prostitute.
Nah, but understand something. They had all the value because they're the ones that went and chose their career over family. So they ain't have no kids. They had low mileage and low body count because they were so driven on their career. So they got to a certain point, they're like, damn, I'm getting older. I'm tired of being single now. I'm ready to look for something. But now you realize you don't let too much time pass because you were so focused on your career that you became a older woman now. You didn't lose value in your age because you don't have no children or nothing, but you lost value in the market because of your age. So now it's like you're gonna find it harder to find a young man that's gonna settle down with you and make a family with you because with your choices you made. But next, you know, you're not gonna want to settle down with somebody close to your age and try to build a family. You know what I'm saying? Because these bitches want to be picky. Like, it's rare you find people around the same age bracket and they end up being with each other. Like, and that's just how we are socially. We tend to go younger. You get what I'm saying? And the older we get, the older our bracket changes. Like, I'm in that age bracket where I can holler at somebody that's 24. I say 24 to 34. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of easy. I'm kind of easy on them 24s. Them little heifers, they be scamming. I gave a 24 and a 34-year-old a shot. Both them bitches was scamming.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's the world we live in right now, though. I mean, you want to find a 44-year-old that's scamming. You gonna find a
Right.
50-year-old
It
on
doesn't matter
Instagram
the age
right now
bracket.
shaking her behind. You go on Instagram right now. I guarantee you're gonna find a 50-year-old shaking her behind. It's
You're right.
guaranteed.
They all
Guaranteed.
scammy. It's just we got to make better choices.
It ain't no age gap in it.
Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatha.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Barakatha.
Salaki Barakatham.
So, Salaki, you got Officer 500 of Dunya in the building. What's going
he
on, my lord?
He done crept in through the back door like.
What's going on, my lord? What's going on, my lord?
I kicked down the front door. Most high in Christ.
Came like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah.
So Salaki,
how y'all brothers doing?
Holding down this class, man. Talking about these heifer wretches.
We going after
marriage.
Yeah, we doing a part 2 to your class. No, not part 2. We elaborating off your class.
It's like an extension of part 3.
Part 4 coming out next week.
Right. So Salaki, off Sayash, I got a scripture for why these heifers they run around. They go from man to man to man. They with Leroy, Tony, Michael, Angelo, Mike, Greg the drug dealer, and Quan, and why they think that they could just put all types of Negroes together. The problem is these sisters think men were made for them, and the scriptures tell you that a man was not made for you. We're gonna go to 1 Corinthians 11 and 8.
Okay.
1 Corinthians 11 and 8, and I'm gonna read it down. It say, "For man was not made from Salakia. For man was not made from women, but women from men." Verse 9.
Neither the scripture, verse 8, it says, "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man." That's what it says.
Yeah. But my verse 9 say that.
Oh, verse 9 says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Yeah, Khan, sir. Right, all right, so let me break it. Yeah,
KJV.
Yeah, so I'm on the KJV. I'm gonna go to 9 real quick. Neither was man created for woman, but woman for the man. So the problem is like a man was not created to serve you, sisters. You know what I mean? A man wasn't created. That's why you can't find the perfect man. That's the reason why you're going from Tyrone to Leroy to Michael to Angelo, you know what I mean? And you're all over the goddamn place because you believe in your dumb mind that a man was created to serve you because you've been listening to too much goddamn R&B music. It's that 90s R&B music back with the what was that song? I'll pay your rent, I'll fix you some food.
That was Babyface. He said as soon as I get home from work.
I knew I said that you will remember.
Home from work, he's gonna cook for you. You do understand why you never knew your father, right? I hope you all know that came up in them 90s. I hope you understand because of the Babyface song. That's one of the main reasons why you never knew your father and you had like 10 stepfathers, right? The scriptures tell you, neither was man created for woman, but woman for a man, right? Yeah. So you keep trying to mold, you keep going from man to man, thinking you're going to find someone for you, right? He was not made for you. You were made for him. See, the problem is America, this pale-faced oppressor has turned this place upside down. And now you're upside down. You're upside down with about 10 kids by 10 different men. You know what I mean? Been ran through like a goddamn car wash. You 60 years old and you're still chasing penis. At 60, you ain't settled down as a grandmother, raising your kids. Know what I mean? At family functions, leading the next generation. You have an OnlyFans account at 60.
Salaki, if I could.
Go ahead, my lord.
You wouldn't be having to be talking about Vivica A. Fox, would you?
Oh man. I don't even get that content I put out about Vivica A. Fox. I don't even know if Vivica Fox even have an OnlyFans account. But go ahead. It's for Instagram.
You need to stop it.
Say again.
and said if she needs to stop it. She cursed out a dude just for giving her a compliment, and the compliment wasn't nothing sexual. It had nothing to do with her looks or her body or nothing. He just gave her a nice compliment, and she went off and was like, "Don't do that. Don't play with me. This, that, and third, da, 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 da." Like real nasty. Like I dropped that content last night.
Hey, Vivica A. Fox went and got a BBL at 60 years old.
She got a BBL
that
at
ass still looks flat. That ass still looks flat.
And it looked crazy.
A deflated BBL. Now I ain't going front.
So like I just want to know if that's who you was talking about. So like,
but now that you bring it up, it kind of fits right in line. I mean, the breasts look proper, but I don't know what else she got done because, she dressed like an old woman now. So it's like I don't know. I can't tell.
Salakia, sir. I'm not even going to beat Vivica Fox up that much. You know why? Because 50 actually threw her away though, and she was begging for him. She was begging for him back. 50 threw her away.
Got a valid point there. Kind of did. He kind of did throw her away.
So
yeah.
He threw her away. Now I mean, so I'm not even gonna stomp on her like that. She got thrown away.
We can give her a swift little kick though,
Yeah, we give her a kick for her being 60, deciding that now all of a sudden she want to settle down.
Get a BBL at 60, and you got to
get a BBL.
I mean, if you really break it down, just like Dawn from In Vogue out here sleeping in her car.
Yeah, she's sleeping in her car.
Yeah.
Dawn is sleeping in her car.
Lord of Christ, Adewanium.
Shalom, Lord Christ.
Shalom, Lord of Christ. Lord of Christ, my Lord.
Yeah, Dawn out here sleeping in her car because
In Vogue, yeah, she's sleeping in her car.
If I could,
my Lord.
She out here sleeping in her car because she couldn't live with no man.
Damn.
She couldn't take no order. Now here it is. She one of the baddest sisters of the 90s.
Baddest.
What?
And the same thing with Vivica Fox. One of the baddest sisters in the world. And here it is, you 60 years old, manless.
And a damn car.
That's just like, look at J-Lo. J-Lo what? Her 62 now, right, sir?
My Lord.
Huh?
She out here 60 years old with a BBL. No man. And Dawn from In Vogue sleeps in her car.
That's crazy. She's too old to be sleeping in her goddamn car. I'm sorry.
Listen. It goes along to your point, Marvin, saw what I was talking about. You're 60 years old.
Right.
You ain't figured it out yet.
60.
You ain't learned how to close your mouth yet.
J-Lo can't keep a man neither. She got kids with Mark Anthony, and she can't keep a husband. I wonder why that is. And she got such a masculine spirit on her. You know what I'm saying? She can't keep Ben Affleck. She can't keep A-Rod. She can't keep nobody. Don't nobody want to get with J-Lo.
I'm done.
Yeah, calm, sir. Calm, my Lord. Man. The touch on Offside's point, J-Ho is a hoe. Jennifer Lopez is a whore. Point blank, period. That's Jennifer Lopez, right? She got back with Ben Affleck twice and it ain't work. J-Lo has been with the United Nations.
Yeah, just
she's
like
been with the United Nations. Like, good night. Yeah,
Halle Berry gave up on her people. She been humping and marrying white men for decades now.
It's a damn shame. I don't know if it's Hollywood. This is what the scriptures say. Salakia, sir. This is what the scriptures mean in the book of Job when it say a woman is deprived of knowledge and wisdom. Right? You know a woman is deprived of knowledge and wisdom when she's 60 years old, going from man to man to man to man, and now she's living out her goddamn car. Know what I mean? And she's making OnlyFans accounts. Now, I mean, that is being deprived of wisdom. That's crazy. Now, that sister that you was talking about, my Lord, Dawn from In Vogue, she is bad as hell. Like, good night. Like all these
if I could real quick, Slaggy, Cindy was my personal favorite, but
Cindy
in Vogue was the people's choice. I mean, Dawn was the people's choice, Slaggy.
Yeah, come on, sir. Like that just don't make no sense. And I like it is crazy. Like our poor sisters are destroyed out here, man. That serpent has got Eve all over again. And he's just beating her into powder and dust. It don't make no sense. So when we look at sisters like Sexy Red and Glorilla and all these other young sisters that's coming up, you gotta like, how the hell can we talk about them when we gotta bring up, look at Little Kim, look at them girls from In Vogue, look at the older generation. It's like it just got worse. It went from bad and it went to worse. We don't understand how to be married in relationships because you believe that sex is not marriage. You believe that a ring and a piece of paper is what makes you married. You can run up. Steve Harvey is telling everybody, women, you need to go out there and lay with somebody, lay with everybody until you find the right one. And then he'll put a ring on it and he'll sign some paper and give you half of his money. And then y'all will be together forever. He's out of his damn mind. Black women have an 88% divorce rate. Our sisters have the highest divorce rate more than any group. I thought it was the Caucasian race because them devil women, they used to master divorces. They turned divorce into a whole business in California. You and me, the devil that got married about 5 times, 6 times and took this husband's money, that husband money, that husband money. Well, guess what? Shaniqua, her divorce rate is worse than that devil's.
If I may, don't forget those black widows, the ones that marry men for their money, then off them, and then meet another man and do the same thing. Oh, they so in love, they got married. Oh, now's a murder case on TV, and she gets exonerated because there's no proof that she did anything. You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember, you got black widows out there too. But to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier, I got a book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 13, where it says, "And the woman which have an husband that believeth not, and if he is pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him." Remember what we was bringing out earlier, about those marriage contracts and stuff like that.
Right.
If you in the truth and she's not, you can't throw her away, and vice versa. If the sister's in the truth and your husband is not, you can't just leave him for a brother in the truth because he don't want to believe. You get what I'm saying? You gotta still stay with him and try to, fish him towards coming into the school. You know what I mean? Or slowly try to make way to bring him in. So let's see.
It's still more on that, sir? I got a scripture right here lined up.
Yeah, verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. So if one is in the truth and the other is not, as long as you're in the truth, your other is sanctified by you. Whether the husband's in the truth or if the wife is in the truth, their partner is if the husband is in the truth, his wife is sanctified by him, and vice versa. Lock it 1 second. Hold it down for 2 seconds more.
Colonel Khan, man. Now this right here is how we're gonna prove that sex is marriage again. I pull this scripture a lot. You brothers and sisters probably see this on my TikTok. Now we're gonna go to the book of Ruth. It's the book of Ruth, chapter 4, verse 13. So Boaz took Ruth. It was just like Genesis 24:67 when it said, and Isaac took Rebekah. Well, it says, and Boaz took Ruth, which means to take hold of, And she was his wife, meaning he took hold of her and he went into her. And when he went into her, like I said, right? They're in emotion. They're being adults now. They're in that bedroom. When he went into her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bared a son. She bared a son. It don't say anything about Boaz got on one knee. Boaz went in front of the pastor, and show and written off a marriage certificate or said marriage vows, saying anything. It says he simply went and laid with this woman, and she was his wife. And when he went into her, the Lord gave her conception. Meaning, as soon as Boaz went in the roof and he was getting into her, the Lord gave her conception, and they bared a child. We're going to go back one more time because people don't understand. So it's Ruth 4 and 13. So Boaz took Ruth, take hold of, go into, and she was his wife. Meaning, soon as he took hold of her and went into her, she became his wife. And when he went into her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bared a child. This sounds like what's happening in the hood right now. Right now, you feel me? A few youngins is getting ready to throw back some of them pills, drink them a whole bunch of liquor, and they're gonna go hop in the bed, and someone's gonna get pregnant tonight. That's a marriage. A marriage isn't no certificate, it isn't no ring, right? The marriage is you getting in the bed, like what Jodeci said, body rock, rocking the boots, or however they say it. That's what marriage is. Doing the nasty, doing the adult stuff. Know what I mean? Pay-per-view. That's marriage. Why do brothers and sisters just think, it's just sex? It's just sex. Just sex is the reason why you don't have a father. Just sex is the reason why you're being brought up in a broken household. Just sex is the reason why the black family structure is completely destroyed.
Hey, Marcel, I found it. I do have it. Remember the Adam and Eve reference you was making?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I got the clip. I found it.
About women, I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, "Wow, Eve, here we are, at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them." And Eve said, "Yeah, it's just not enough, is it?"
What's heavy about that means that's heavy.
I was just waiting for more.
So that was kind of his point.
She fell right for it. He was like, that's what Joe was like, well, that's kind of the point. You got the whole world at your palms, and you still looking for more.
She ain't happy. That goes to show you that you can never make a woman happy. She's supposed to make you happy. You wasn't created for her. She was created for you. And whenever brothers go out there and they keep trying to make a sister happy, she's going to take $9,000 out your account and go bail out her baby father. That's just what's going to happen.
Tell you he was in a jam. He needed it.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen for you soft, simple Negroes that think it's okay to keep giving your strength to women. Proverbs 31:3 says, "Give not thy strength unto women." You give your strength and all your best qualities to some heifer who's been banged out by everybody because she has a 3-inch slit between her legs. And now that you in too deep, she's now taking your money and giving it to her baby father. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Soon as you get ready to go catch a body, we'll be doing a story about you all on the internet. You don't give your strength to women. You don't give your strength to women, and you're never going to make a woman happy. So all that nonsense, it's some half a sissy out there named Yada, or whatever the case may be. I don't know if he a Hamite. I don't know what this midget faced Ninja Turtle nigga look like, right? But he always making these videos on Facebook say a man should Give a woman $50,000 just for a date. Everybody know this the biggest scam artist ever, right? And he gonna have these simple-minded dummies not alone forever. If he ain't talking about giving you $50,000, then you shouldn't date him. You know what I mean? It's dummies like that right there that's teaching men to give their strength away to women. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you give that woman,
Slacky, not to cut you off, but not only that, look at these rappers in the industry flying girls out and spending on them like where, like what, like why? What makes them so special that you have to fly these heifers out, spend a bag on them for something that they would have gave you for free just because they want to, just because you took them outside, you got them outside for the day. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand for the life of me why it's these rappers that messed it up for regular Joe Schmo in the world that makes money. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They make
you freezing up, sir. You freezing up right now in our last 7 minutes. So let's get that unfrozen. If not, I'm gonna take off with it. No sweat. I'll take off with it for these last couple of minutes, man. Right? But sex is marriage according to the Bible. Point blank, period. Like I've been telling you before, right? You're not gonna find marriage contract in the scriptures. It's simply not there. You'll find a dowry, well, what you're supposed to pay the father, but you will not find wedding ring in the scriptures. You will not find marriage contracts in the scriptures. You will not find proposing and getting down on one knee in the scriptures. It does not exist. It simply doesn't exist. So where are we getting this nonsense from? It's coming from the Roman and the Greco Empire. Comes from the Catholics, which means the pale-faced oppressor, the devil, El Blanco. They put that into Christianity. None of that is in this Bible. None of it. If you brothers and sisters are going out there and you're having intercourse, right? You are getting married. That's what you're doing. Stop being simple. You're getting married. If you're going out there having intercourse.
Can you hear me, Mosa?
Yeah, so I can hear you.
All right, I'm back. All right. I was having some technical issues. Salakia.
No sweat, sir. No sweat.
I don't know what happened. My computer just got overworked for 1 second.
No sweat.
What was I talking about last?
Talk about some of everything, sir. Man. I'm trying to find a scripture to bring out, and I can't even remember it right now.
You go to verse 15, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 15. It says, "But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God have called us to peace." Meaning, if your rib don't want to stay with you, you can't believe they tell you all the time, let her go. If she want to leave, let her leave.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't stress yourself about it. You know what I mean? And vice versa. If your husband try to throw you away, get counsel, but you can't force it. You know what I'm saying? But,
right.
But seek wise counsel, because you don't want to go running, go get a new husband, because let's say he ends up changing his mind and want to come back.
Yeah, we got a situation now.
now is the situation. You get what I'm saying? And that's how we end up back in the world with lovers, triangles, and stuff.
Now, sir, did I bring out the Did I bring out that I brought out something I think about when the brother the Issacharite brother committed adultery, right? And no, the Issacharite sister committed adultery, and then the brother came and unalived the whole family.
I believe so, something like that along those lines. But don't even worry about it. We at that time anyway, and I got to start the Sabbath service. I got to do this tonight because I won't be able to do it tomorrow.
Con, sir.
So I'm about to do this content real quick, and then I'm gonna do this Sabbath service and get this out the way.
Con.
But we're gonna pick this. We're gonna do a continuation of this episode. But Monday is definitely gonna be history. I'm gonna bring out some more Black history that people don't know about our people. I'm gonna do my research over the weekend, and I'm gonna have some stuff lined up.
Yes, Salakia, sir. I'm gonna want to take one of them history classes too, because I got a deep history class I want to bring out about sisters in Israel. I'm putting together real soon. I want to bring it out about Tamar and bring out.
Shit, put it together. Get up with me on the side, and then we'll put it together for you to come and teach it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, come on, sir.
You ain't got no problem with that.
Yeah, but you know,
make sure y'all pay your tithes. Make sure y'all pay your Passover fee, because Passover is literally around the corner, and it's getting closer and closer. You know what I'm saying?
Couple weeks, man. I got my shit, man. No, oh yeah. My rib and got my bread up right now. I'm about to get ready to put it to use for this one right here.
Shoot, if you got some extra bread, send your brother a few dollars.
Man, let me see how everything
I'm down like 4 flats on the highway. But yeah, with that, that's my time, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.